it just didn't feel safe to dream really big. It just felt so uncertain. It felt so against the grain. And in the moments that I listened to that intuition, in the moments that I trusted it, certainty beyond logic are the moments where everything transformed. When I've been on this journey this last year of my own remembering, I think the biggest thing that I kept going back to and asking myself was, who was I before I learned that I had to be a certain way in order to be accepted, in order to be loved, in order to not make waves and not upset anybody? When I think about the purest essence of who I am, not was, I'm a creator. I am meant to just love people into their full potential and see them as that. And I think I've always been a yapper, and not the obvious one, not the one that talked a lot in class, because I really learned that didn't get you in the good graces of the teachers. But when I was reflecting back on everything this last year and coming home to the most authentic version of myself that I've ever felt, and there's probably a lot deeper that I can go, I was thinking so much about that little version of me. In fact, I found my very first podcast. It's not the first episode of the Powerhouse Women podcast that you might have thought it was. I actually found my very first podcast probably around the same era that Kat was talking about with the Fisher-Price microphone. I'm going to have you guys roll that footage.
We're here today at Nancy and Riley's house, which we will be spending the night here for one night. It's just me and Amanda, and Nancy and Riley are gone on a trip. And we are making sure that no one gets in and keeping the house very clean. And we plan on having a big party with all our friends and making a big mess without cleaning it up. And if we get in trouble, we'll just say that you didn't say to have no parties.
Oh. Sounds like a lot of fun, right? But when I listen to that, I hear her. And I don't have a lot of video from childhood, so it's harder sometimes to tap into that energy, the true remembering of some of those parts of me that, for whatever reason, felt like too much. The older I got, the more I brought my full self-expression into a really small school environment in the Midwest where, it just didn't feel safe to dream really big. Or going into the corporate world and realizing I really wanted to break free. I wanted to start something of my own, and feeling like, to the version of me that really believed that story about getting the college degree and everything works out, it just felt so uncertain. It felt so against the grain. And in the moments that I listened to that intuition, in the moments that I trusted it, certainty beyond logic are the moments where everything transformed. Those are actually the moments that have brought me here to this version of myself today. I'm going to invite us all to have a quiet moment to feel into the version of you that has been begging for your attention. I'm going to have you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I just want you to listen for or feel for the truth. The truth of who you are that scares the shit out of you because it's gonna require you to leave this room and do something you've never done before. And I just want you to grab whatever you want to write with, and I want you to capture this. I want you to capture your own remembering. I want you to timestamp what's alive in you right now, because what we know for sure is that you are asking for such an expansion. You're going to go out of these doors and you're going to go home to your life that does not relate to you as this version. And you're going to start to see where you're limited. You're going to start to see where things are misaligned. You know, I left plenty of space at the end of the day. This was a little bit of my powerhouse moment for me. Can I just share that really honestly? I, usually would have just a really big name keynote at the end of the day. And I just wanted to be with you. I just wanted to end the day with you and just share how much, just in a year that I just didn't know how to keep going, it really was all of you. You showed up for me in ways you didn't even know you were showing up. And that's what this is for. That's what this space is for. Because some of us are carrying the things we're not ready to talk about yet. And we're becoming and unbecoming in such uncomfortable ways that very few people around us understand. And to heal to the level that I've healed in a year, to become this version of me that's standing here not in defiance, like, look at me, because you missed out. Big mistake. But to actually be so happy that you want happiness for every single person who's hurt you and not need to prove anything. That freedom is what I want for all of us. That's the freedom that holds the keys to everything we want in life. And I am standing here today, still in the gap, without the success story on the other side fully formed, more sure than ever that my transformation is inevitable. It's already happened within me. And I love that this event was different. I love that this event was more intimate. I love that this event, did I keep my promise that it was going to be a little deeper? Yeah. We're going somewhere new as a community. And I don't know exactly where that is yet, because I'm still becoming. We're still becoming. But what I can promise you is that the feeling you have today within yourself, the feeling you have within the women who you've connected with, what you believe is possible, is available at any moment. It's like plugging yourself back into a light socket. So if you didn't exchange information with one other person today who can be your lifeline, if this isn't the year for you to join a program like the Upgrade or the Expanders Retreat and go deeper, make sure that you do not leave here without your support system, without 3 to 5 people who you know you can call when you disconnect from this feeling. You don't ever lose it, but we don't get to strengthen it if we don't go back into environments where it's going to be tested. I know what abundance feels like for real, because my financial life was completely reset down to 0. I didn't know abundance when I had investment properties and all this cash in the bank. You don't need abundance in the presence of the thing you want. You need certainty. You need that feeling. You need to know it in the absence of it. And that's the journey I want to go on with you, is the journey of becoming the version of you who knows it to her core without needing it to be in her life yet. That version, that woman, is fucking dangerous.